Good morning and welcome to Mary Magdalene Church. Now I'm in South Holmwood in Surrey, and today we are here to find the final resting place of an adult actress. Now I wasn't sure whether to do this because she's an adult, well she was an adult actress, but it's such a sad story. I thought she deserves to have her story told. So we are here to visit the final resting place of Mary Millington. Mary Millington, or Mary Maxted. She was born Mary Quilter, I know that. And I know she's buried with her mother in this lovely little churchyard. So I haven't done any research on her as of yet because she was close to one I've just been to. So I thought while I'm in the area, and there's a massive bunch of roadworks on the M25, so to come around this way would actually be quicker. So what I shall do is I shall spin you around and we'll have a look around this lovely little churchyard while I tell you a little bit about Mary Millington.
Mary Ruth Quilter was born out of wedlock on 30th of November 1945 and brought up by a single mother, Joan Quilter, initially in Willesden and later in Mid Holmwood near Dorking, growing up without her father, John William G. Klein. Mary was bullied at school owing to being illegitimate, and she suffered from low self-esteem throughout her childhood and teenage years. She left school at age 15 in 1961, and at age 18 she married Robert Maxted and lived in Dorking. She had to nurse her terminally ill mother for more than 10 years, and she began her pornography career to pay for her mother's care. She had wanted to be a fashion model, but at only 4 foot 11 inches she was not tall enough. Instead, she became a glamour model in the late 1960s. Soon after starting work as a glamour model, she met the glamour photographer and pornographer John Lesnar Lindsay, who offered to photograph her for softcore magazines. She became one of his most popular models and began appearing in 8mm hardcore pornographic film loops which sold well in Europe. One of her first films was Miss Burlock in 1970. Miss Burlock won the Golden Phallus Award at the Wet Dream Festival held in November in 1970 in Amsterdam. I do apologise, it's me being childish. She starred in around 20 short hardcore films for John Lindsay. Although only 5, Miss Burlock, Oral Connection, Betrayed, Oh Nurse and Special Assignment have so far resurfaced. She then returned to modelling for British pornographic magazines such as Knave and Men Only. She also appeared in softcore short films by Russell Gay. In February 1974, Maureen O'Malley, her co-star in Sex Is My Business, introduced her to adult magazine publisher David Sullivan. Although she was still married, the pair became lovers. Quilter had used many different stage names and aliases during her pornography career until 1974, when Sullivan rebranded her as Mary Millington. In her first appearance in Sullivan's White House magazine, he claimed that she was the bisexual nymphomaniac sister of the magazine's editor, Doreen Millington, which led Mary to her new stage name. She became well known thanks to appearances in Sullivan's pornographic magazines such as White House and Private. She soon became the most popular model in any of Sullivan's magazines. In November 1977, magistrates acquitted her and Sullivan following prosecution under the Obscene Publications Act. She made many public appearances at this time, promoting her films in regional cinemas, opening shops and restaurants, and raising money for the People's Dispensary for Sick Animals. At the height of her fame, she was also working behind the counter in Sullivan's sex shops, mainly in the White House shop in Newbury, South London. She continued working as a call girl, which she had done since her early modelling days. In April 1978, Millington and fellow Come Play With Me actress Susie Mandel took part in a publicity stunt for the anniversary of the opening of the film at the Moulin Cinema, posing in lingerie on the cinema's marquee. In May 1978, Millington was photographed topless outside 10 Downing Street. While she was posing for an innocuous picture with a policeman, she decided to unzip her top and expose her breasts for the photograph. This surprised the people present, including Susie Mandel, White House photographer George Richardson, who took the picture, and the policeman who tried to confiscate the film. According to Simon Sheridan's biography of Millington, for this stunt Mary was conditionally discharged and bound over to keep the peace. The filming of Millington's last film appearance took place in early to mid-1978. She played Mary in the Sex Pistols film The Great Rock and Roll Swindle, directed by Julian Temple, which was released theatrically in March 1980. However, she nor her punk rock co-star Sid Vicious lived to see the completion of the film. In 1978, she was approached to appear in a hardcore film called Love is Beautiful, to have been directed by Gerard DiManio. However, despite Millington and DiManio being pictured together at that year's Cannes Film Festival, the film never materialised. That same year, she returned 33 and found herself being replaced by younger models in Sullivan's magazines. Millington had suffered from neurosis and depression, which were exacerbated by her cocaine habit. Her mother's death at age 62 on the 17th of May 1976 after 10 years with cancer also affected her deeply, and her behaviour became unpredictable, which led to her breaking up with Sullivan. In March 1978, she ceased to work in Sullivan's White House sex shop in Norbury and opened her own in Tooting, also in South London, called Mary Millington's International Sex Centre. She began to spend more time working in her own shop selling illegal material. The shop was raided by the police on numerous occasions, and she claimed the police threatened her and forced her to pay protection money. In the past, she had publicly criticised police raids on sex shops and published the addresses and telephone numbers of Scotland Yard, the Director of Public Prosecutions and members of Parliament in her magazines. Her life began a downward spiral into drug use and depression following the raids on her shop. A few months prior to her death, she had received a large tax bill which she was unable to pay. Her kleptomania became more pronounced in the last year of her life, with arrests for shoplifting in June 1979 and again for stealing a necklace the day before her death. Millington died by suicide at age 33 by an overdose of triclinic antidepressant and nafranol, paracetamol and alcohol at her home in Waltham-on-the-Hill, Surrey. Her husband found her dead in her bed on 19th of August 1979. She left 4 suicide notes which were found near her body. In one of them she had written, "The police have framed me yet again. They frighten me so much I can't face the thought of prison. The Nazi taxman has finished me as well." In another note to her solicitor, Michael Kay, Millington wrote, "The police have killed me with their threats. The police have made my life a misery with frame-ups. The taxman has hounded me so much I will be made bankrupt. He mustn't get anything of his £200,000 demands. He is a religious maniac." In another note to Dave Sullivan she wrote, "Please print in your magazine how much I want porn to be legalised, but the police have beaten me." Millington was buried at St Mary Magdalene Church in South Holmwood, Surrey, marked with a grey granite tombstone which bears her married name. She is buried in the same grave as her mother, Joan Quilter, who died in 1976.
Well, that's all the information I could find on Mary Millington. Now, I've seen her headstone and it's really not very clear. So what I'll do is, when I get to it, because I probably won't be able to read too much of it, what I'll do is I'll put the inscription up on the screen, because I have seen online what it says. But I don't think it's readable now. So the headstone is just over here, so what I'll do is I'll flip it around and we'll go and have a look at it together. I have seen it, it's just over here for this new bit. Even this one's quite difficult to find because I could only just make out what her mum's name said on the stone. Oh God, I think I've lost it again. Oh no, here it is. And it's just here. You can just make out the name, Joan Quilters, died the 17th of May 1976. Darling mother of, I can't read it, but I can also read, also her daughter Mary Maxted, died August the 1st, August the 19th, 1970, reunited. But as I said, I will put that on the screen. But that is the final resting place of Mary Millington. Well, that was the final resting place of Mary Millington, and that headstone is in terrible condition. I think it's actually been knocked over. I'm not sure whether it's supposed to be laying flat or not. But I'm treacherous underfoot here. Yeah, and it needs a good mowing. But anyway, that was the final resting place of Mary Millington. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was an extra one. As I say, I haven't done any research up to this point. But I shall go home and I'll do that now. So I hope, as I say, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. And if you like the content, maybe consider subscribing. And if you do subscribe, don't forget to ding that bell for any future notifications of upcoming videos. Well, anyway, that's it. That's me from Surrey. I will see you on the next one, wherever I am. So bye-bye for now.